Delegate from Iraq, we believe torture is not avoidable for every country, for our country, because according to data from last year, so 85% of 85% of poverty in our country. So we have to keep torture to the lower class people and keep them stable, so which can let our country become more stable. And secondly, because of torture, we can also limit the rise of upper class. For example, oh, sorry, that's all. Thank you.
I have a question. Can you attack the other people with flaws? I mean, he's saying that.
I think after
the speaker is.
No.
I think after the first then you have that opportunity.
Yeah, he can start a moderated caucus on the problem.
We could, like, at the middle of the list have a suggestion, like have a unmoderated caucus or something. On the middle of the speak list.
Okay, the chair could say, like, the chair would look favorably upon a discussion about somebody else could just motion? Okay.
But the chair should give the chair should give the hint, like
like the chair will usually steer you in a direction.
The chair gives you a hint if no one has done it yet.
Right, basically if you hear the chair say the chair would look favorably upon someone doing this, you should raise your placard, figure out what they're saying, and then make a motion for what they're saying. Right? Right. Who wants that? Did anyone do that?
It's Chi.
Oh, Chi will do that?
Yeah.
I'll find out what I want.
that was like so fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So your turn.
Delegate of the United States believes that the UN shouldn't have the responsibility of determining how safe a country should be, and there's been multiple instances where torture has given the United States valuable information for counterterrorism. So we don't think it's the UN's place to determine how safe American citizens will be. I yield my time to the chair.
So now the speakers list is closed. We have had all the speakers. So now we have the opportunity, I guess I'll say the chair would look favorably upon an unmoderated caucus on the topic of whether or not we should intervene in instances of torture in other countries. It should be more specific. I just can't think of a more specific example.
Can I have one?
Yeah, you can.
What should I say?
Motion.
Like the delegate what motion?
Yeah, I would like to make a motion for an unmoderated
10-minute unmoderated caucus on the topic of the UN's role controlling
discussion.
Is that too vague?
就是无题目的随便讲那个是什么 motion？
An unmoderated caucus? Okay.
不是
So
可以
unmoderated
走动
caucus
的
you
讲
can't
这
say
个要
what's
讲话
on the.
unmoderated
Okay.
是吗？
10 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So like Phoenix brought up a really good point, and like this just we're so lucky to have Phoenix because she was trained like all summer in this stuff. We'll do a program about this. So unmoderated caucus doesn't have a topic, so it's just kind of a free for all of going and talking to people. And I understand some of you will need to leave, which is fine. So let's have how long do you think you want for your unmoderated caucus? 5 minutes. Yeah, let's say 5 minutes, because then we could come back together and talk after that. Okay, so 5-minute unmoderated caucus, so you could just go find someone, talk about your view of torture, whatever, facet of this you want to talk about. And you want to just resist the urge to talk about things that are off topic, because the chair will hear you,
I have another question. After he routed the ask for the unmoderated caucus, may I also ask for a moderated caucus?
Yeah.
Like
have both.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the chair
Yeah.
You could have multiple motions for different things.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
yeah, that's true. This usually actually takes up a ton of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once all the motions are done, you vote on each motion.
So maybe in the interest of you guys just getting practice with the unmoderated caucus, maybe we should just do
And also people
that.
can amend their motion too.
Yes, after that motion we should vote. If that motion didn't pass, she can bring up her motion.
I know they
Okay.
all
And we're going to vote again.
So a
they all
motion.
motion at once.
your other motion, just so we have practice with that? Okay, so.
Ask for moderate caucus on the topic of the human rights of the terrorists for a total of 5 minutes, speaking time 45 seconds.
Okay.
Wow.
So.
5 minutes.
45 seconds.
Yeah, you know what's weird? There's some rule about the fact that maybe you know, Phoenix. There's some rule about. There's it's 45 divided by 5 minutes. Oh, okay. So be careful about that in it. You might just want to do the math, like write it down. But this is just practice.
You just leave one word out.
Oh, you just leave one out. Okay.
5 minutes and 10 speakers.
Okay.
So then it'll be 30 seconds each.
Oh, okay. Something I saw on YouTube, I was watching all these YouTube videos trying to figure out all the rules. It was very hard to figure out all the rules. One of the rules is that it's either that you can't ask for a longer period of time or a shorter period of time, but I don't remember which one. So like you can't make a motion for either a shorter period of time or a longer period of time. Okay, you can ask for more time, but you can't ask for less time. Okay, so you can there's some rule about that from a bunch of the videos that I saw. So you can make a motion for the same amount of time, caucus or moderated or unmoderated caucus, but you can't make a motion for,
Moderated caucus on the topic of the human rights of the terrorists for a total of 5 minutes, 30 seconds for speaking time.
Okay. So then we have two motions on the floor, right? Yeah, and we vote.
So then vote on the first one.
So the first proposal is for
Unmoderated.
an unmoderated caucus of 5 minutes.
All in favor?
All in favor, raise your placards. Everyone loves this. Okay, and this motion clearly passes, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the chair will say this motion clearly passes. Okay.
And also if it's close, and they say it's clear, it has to be the motion for recount, just to make sure.
How would you, if your motion was the opposing one, how would you bring that up if the chair didn't realize it? Would you say point of inquiry?
I think you just say motion for recount.
Oh, motion for a recount? Okay. So if it's close and you were in Nancy's position, you could say motion for a recount.
And then, then instead of just them saying it appears that, they actually have to count the individual.
Okay. Yeah, so you might consider doing that. Okay, so we'll do a 5-minute unmoderated caucus, and if you have to leave, thank you for bearing with me. I've actually never been in Model United Nations. I just thought it was a really important club. I've been devoting a lot of time to it. I know it's a very bumpy start, but I only came every once in a while last year, and we had the pleasure of going to the conference. I just wanted to make sure you guys had the chance to go again this year, so that's why I stepped up to volunteer to be the faculty advisor.
Yeah.
Enjoy your unmoderated caucus for 5 minutes, and you can keep the time. You can let us know. Maybe you could just, knock on the desk when it's close to then. Okay. Alright, so you can go find whoever you want. Thank you.
Stop.